Right guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be showing you how to remove and install your Shimano 12-speed road cassette onto your free hub. So let's go ahead, let's take a look. Now, to remove this, in case you're wondering how to do it, what you need is obviously your cassette lock ring tool, like this for Shimano. So looks like that. So what that does is that fits in there like that. Then you'd obviously use a pair of adjustables on there, or get a socket, put over there, and use a ratchet or a breaker bar, big long bar on it, to undo it, because that could be tight. It depends if you've ever had it undone or not before, and it depends if anyone actually put any grease on it to start with when it was installed the first time or not. So they come like that, or you can get them built in like that. Same thing. Like I said, this handle on that might not be good enough if you've never had that undone before. You might not be able to undo it. So being it's a free hub, it moves like that. So just by putting that on there and undoing it, you're not going to be able to undo it. So what you need is something to hold the cassette while you're undoing the lock ring. So you can get a chain whip, which is just basically a chain that goes around there, and then you just lock it in place, a piece of chain. Or you can get like that, which has got just two pieces of chain on it that just goes on there, that just locks in place like that. Then you can hold on to it when you undo the lock ring. So you just crack that undone, and then remove the nut lock ring off the end like that. And then you can remove, if you remove the first sprocket there, smallest one. Now what you can do then is, if you just stop it falling off, there's a couple of ways of removing it. If you just pull it off, then it'll all be in component pieces for cleaning, so then you can clean it. But if you got a tool like this, when the cassette's new, they come mounted on these tools. So what you do is, it's got a small line on it there, if you can see that, with a gap, bigger gap there, that small piece there. So what you do is, looking on the end of the free hub itself, you just turn that round, so until you see the small notch on the free hub body itself. Then you just line up the small bump on there with that, like that, just hold it in place, and then you just pull off the cassette onto there in one piece. And if you hold it like that, it won't fall off, can't fall off the front. So then it's obviously in one piece, and then that one just goes over there like that as it came, and then the lock ring, you just push the lock ring into the end like that, if you want to store the cassette, for instance. So when it comes to putting it back on, you just line up that bump with the smallest one on there, the line. See, what you want to do is grease the free hub body, put a thin coating of grease over the free hub body, make sure it's clean, then grease it before you slide the cassette on there to help it stop getting stuck on. Then you just line the two up again, and slide it all back on like that. And then with this, with the 11 tooth there, what you're looking for on it is, it's got a small notch sticking out there, and then that small one goes, there's a hole next to this, that bump on the free hub body, in the just next to it on the right hand side there's a hole, and that small one just goes into that square little hole there, then just drops in place like that. And then obviously you get your lock ring again, make sure you put some little bit of grease around the thread of that lock ring so you know it doesn't seize in there. Then start that off, make sure that it's not cross threaded. Now you can just nip that down like that, and then obviously tighten it back up again. Like that. Now if you own a torque wrench and you're doing this, what you do is just get your torque wrench, set it to 40 Newton meters, and then check the torque on that lock ring, 40 Newton meters. I know some people will own one, some people may not own one, so I'm just saying, if you don't own one, then make sure it's tight. If you do own one, torque it up, 40 Newton meters on it, make sure, then spin it and have a look at it, make sure that it's okay. Like that. That's it, installed using this tool that comes in the middle, like that. So what I'll do now is just show you how to put it on if it was in component pieces. So we got the first section there with the 5 sprockets on it. It's one piece. So you got the small notch at the top again, like that, and then on here, if you look just there, there's a notch there. So just that one, just there. And that one lines up with that small notch there to start it off. So you just line that up like that and slide that one on. Obviously with the grease, some grease over the free hub body, and then you got the next one. Now this one goes on. There's no spacer behind here or anything. The spacer's built into the one you just put on there, bump sticking out. So this one, what there is, there's an arrow on it there. See that arrow? And then that faces towards you, the arrow, and so does the printing on the teeth there, of how many teeth on the cassette, on the this particular sprocket. So the arrow faces you, and so does the writing there, on there, the letters. So that notch is the arrow, and then the notch next to it, if you're looking at it here, it's on the right hand side, like that. So the arrow, the notch is on the right hand side, and then the notch next to it slides over that notch on the freer body. And then, see, then you've got a spacer like this. So three of these are the same. So they're same thickness. So you just slide, literally just put that one on straight over, like that. Then you've got the next one, same again. You got the arrow on it, so that goes on. There's a notch next to it, so the arrow's on the right hand side. If you're looking at it here, of that. Then you got your spacer again, same thickness spacer. And then the same again. The next one, arrow to the right of the small notch. Spacer again, same size. Then you got the next one like this. So again, just look for the arrow. And then you've got a thin one here. Which this happens to say on it, as you see there, road 12 speed, like that. So that one goes on next. And then the next one looks like this. So this is a 13 tooth sprocket. It's got like a dish in it, round here, so to speak. Again, just lined up with the arrow. There. Then there's no spacer on there. This one's got a bump on the back of it here, so it doesn't need a spacer on it. And then this one, if you notice, if you look at it closely, has an arrow on it there. So again, that goes on there like that. And then the last one again with that notch, the small notch on here, smallest one out of them there, and that goes in the hole next to the arrow like that. And then just put some grease around your lock ring. And then put that in. Like that. And then we'll tighten that down to the torque setting. So that's the cassette fitted there, ready to go back into your bike. So I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Till next one, ride safe and I'll see you then.